With Magic Foundations coming out in just a couple days, I wanted to take a moment to talk about some of the colorless cards that I am most excited to see play in the upcoming Foundations release. Now, these are not a list of the most competitive cards or the most highly sought after. This is purely a list of the cards that I myself am really excited to play. So, let's get into it. And first on our list of cards that I'm excited to play is Darksteel Colossus. Darksteel Colossus is just bonkers. It's just a bonkers card. Like, head to toe, it is just insane. This card came out in the original Mirrodin cycle, and it was a card that when it first hit, everyone was going, what were they thinking? Why would they print this? I'm going to play this. I'm going to play a lot of this. This is a good card. I want to play it. Give it to me. And that was pretty much the consensus across the board. There was even, I believe, like a tooth and nail ramp deck that did really well with Darksteel Colossus. But anyways, the card itself is 11 mana, 11/11 power and toughness, trample, indestructible. That means destroy effects doesn't touch it. You gotta either bounce it, exile it, or give it -11/-11 to get it off the table. And it reads, if Darksteel Colossus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, that's like from hand, from library, from in play, from any zone, if it goes to the graveyard, you reveal the Darksteel Colossus and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. It is such a bonkers card, and I am so excited to see play, either from myself or from other people trying to play a deck like this. And the thing with Darksteel Colossus is you're either going to have to ramp it out or cheat it into play with some kind of like green Genesis Wave or explosive debut style of deck, because you can't reanimate it. Because if it goes to the graveyard in any way, it goes whoop, right back into the library. You can't reanimate it, so you need to find another way to play Darksteel Colossus. So, look out for that guy. Next up on the list of colorless cards I'm excited to see play is a card that, just like Darksteel Colossus, has me wondering, the hell are you thinking designing a card like this? Sire of the Seven Deaths. It is a 7 colorless mana, 7/7 Eldrazi with 7 abilities. So that's 7 mana, 7/7. Then it has First Strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, and Ward pays 7 life. That's 7 keyword abilities on a 7 mana, 7/7. This is just Lucky Seven's the card. It's so silly. And like all of this stuff packed onto a 7 colorless mana card. It's like, this is so easy to play. It can go into any deck because it's just colorless, and it doesn't even have the colorless mana symbol, so you don't have to pay special lands to play it. You just pay 7 mana or reanimate it or any of the other ways to cheat this card into play, and it's just stupid, and I kind of like it. And that's saying a lot for a guy that historically hates Eldrazi. I have a long-standing hatred for all things Eldrazi, but this guy's kind of cool, and I kind of want to play him. So, Sire of the Seven Deaths, look out. He's coming. Next up is a card that I'm probably most excited for out of anything that we're talking about today, because it is a reprint from a bygone era of Magic, a card that has been reprinted many, many times, but has been missing from Standard for a few years now, and I'm really, really happy to see him coming back. And that is Solemn Simulacrum. Solemn Simulacrum originally came out in the original Mirrodin as a reward for a pro player to have his own likeness being put onto a card. And he chose the Solemn Simulacrum to be his card when he won Worlds that year. And what a card. What an absolute beast of a card. It is an absolute value engine. So for 4 mana, is a 2/2 golem that when it comes into play, you can search your library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And then, when this creature dies, you draw a card. So it does something really beneficial for any deck when it first comes in, and something beneficial for any deck when it goes away. It is just an almost perfect card, and I cannot wait to play this in so many decks. I mean, there's very few decks that I think I would not try to jam this card into. It is just a really solid 4-drop. Lots of value. Next up is a card that I haven't seen since the days of Chronicles. That's like back in the 90s. And this is a card that is going to throw an absolute monkey wrench into any kind of milling strategy. And that is Felden's Cane. Felden's Cane is a 1-mana artifact that reads, tap and exile this artifact, shuffle your graveyard into your library. It is simple and elegant in its execution. It is just a card that says, get out of here, mill decks. If you have any strategy that is waiting on your opponent to deck out, just a single Felden's Cane will ruin your day and just completely reset you back to like 50 or so cards. It is such a great card for fighting against a strategy that doesn't really have a natural predator outside of just pure aggro. So I'm really excited to see Felden's Cane coming in, giving a defensive tool against mill that wasn't there previously. So welcome back, Felden's Cane. And last on my list of cards that I am personally excited to see coming in Foundations is a very simple card. It's a common. It's an artifact that costs 1 mana. It is Expedition Map. Now, why do I like Expedition Map? Why am I excited for Expedition Map to come in? Well, honestly, because it is a very simple ability that anyone can use. And is an ability that is great for any deck that needs just a little bit of color fixing. It needs a little bit of help digging an extra land out of their library. So like any kind of like control deck, like 5-color control domain style deck might want this. Even like just a 2-color like blue-white control deck that really needs to dig more lands out of the library and fix their mana up a little bit will probably want an effect like this, especially if you have side effects that would allow you to get the Expedition Map back a couple times for reuse. But it's a really, really solid card and a card for almost any deck. So let's read it. Expedition Map is 1 colorless mana artifact. You can pay 2, tap, and sacrifice the artifact to search your library for a land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. So just go get yourself a land. It's not ramp, so it's not like busted or anything. It's just something that allows you to go get more land when you need it the most. And this kind of effect being put into any color of deck, I think is really, really strong and not to be slept on. So keep your eyes open for the Expedition Map. All right, and there you have it. This concludes this series on cards from all colors that I am really excited to see coming in the upcoming Foundations set. So I am really curious about what you are excited to be playing coming out with Foundations. So allow me a moment to turn the camera around and allow you a moment to let me know what you are excited for. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below so that I know what to expect when I get inevitably paired up against you in the future, because I plan on playing a lot of Foundation Standard when it goes live. So again, if you found any value out of this series, let me know. Leave a comment, a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and we'll see you in the future. So until next time, take care of yourselves.